I'm now joined by our correspondent Chinwe Ogeli reporting live from Umuahia-South local government area in Abia State. Also joining us will be Eferobor, who is currently at Perfect Angels CBT Centre, Abule Egba, Lagos. And later on during the course of the conversation, we're going to be joined by an educator and public affairs analyst, Dr. Ikechi Nwogu. But first, let me start with you, Chinwe and Israel. But ladies first, as always. Chinwe, what's the mood like at the center you're at, and what have been the reactions from the parents and students?
Well, it's all just the kids have finished their examinations and left. Now we have the second set, which is the last set today. In event of now, the exam will be over. Some of them have already started coming now. Started at 8 a.m. Just to conclude at 12. So, in a common piece there, but then the parents have expressed concerns that like 10%.
We seem to be having issues with your connectivity, Chinwe. It's very slow. It's lagging, so we can't hear you clearly. But if you can take off your earpiece device, so we can, maybe that can work. But for now, you seem to be breaking there, so we can't hear you clearly. But let's try Israel. Israel, you are at Abule Egba. We spoke to you earlier on Breakfast Extra. What's changed so far? What's the mood like? Have all students finished writing examinations, or are we still waiting for more candidates?
Oh, Juliet, indeed. The mood has not changed. People are expecting their wards to go ahead and do the best that they can. Nothing has changed since the last time that we came on Breakfast Extra. There are 5 sessions that will be taking place today, talking about the receipts for the examinations. It started at early as 6:30. The first paper started at 8 o'clock because what they do is the students come in, they are accredited, they are verified, and the exam starts. It takes about 2 hours. The first session was at 8 o'clock, 10. Next session started about at 10 o'clock, finished at 12. And so the process is smooth, it is ongoing, and standing here close to me here, I have one student who just finished taking the exam. I'll talk to you in a moment, and then there's also another student here who also will be going in a moment. So you just finished your exam, right?
Yes, I did.
So how did it go?
It was nice. I did a lot of questions, like I knew the ones I knew, and I left the rest to good.
Did you experience any form of challenge like the last time?
Not really, but somehow, just a little.
Were you able to submit your answers this time around?
Yes, I submitted.
At any point during the exam, were you logged out?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So how was the exam this time around? Was it easy? Was it smooth? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed myself.
So if the results are out in the next few days, do you think what you will see is actually your performance?
Yes, I'm sure if they mark it right, it's my performance.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And then we also do have another student here who is waiting patiently for her session that will be happening in just a moment. So just come on to us now and talk to us. This is News Central. Thank you, because I know you must be under some form of pressure going into the exams. How are you feeling before the exams?
I'm a little bit scared, but hoping that I can do better than the other time. I'm hoping I can do better than the other time, so I'm hoping for the best.
Are you ready for the exam?
Yes.
So tell us about your experience the last time.
I felt so bad when I saw it because, and mostly the thing that is in that examination was very simple. Like we came out, we were like, the questions are so easy, but all of a sudden we saw our results, we were very, in fact, just broke down into tears. So I'm hoping for the best this time around.
Thank you very much. Indeed, even the parents are also hoping for the very best as well. The student I just spoke to here, she is here with her guardian. So tell us, what exactly is the mood right now with you? Are you excited about anything?
Yes, I'm excited because I knew that very well God has a purpose for this, because the last time we were there together, but I surprised to my understanding. She told me that she did perfectly well, and he even tell me that it was so simple that he did well. but when we'll be able to, by the time the result is out. So I surprised with what I'm saying. So then she was crying, saying that is not our course. So, but at the end of the day, I was calming her down to calm down that God has the best of whatever that is going to be, will surely be. So along the line, she was the person that was checking her phone before she found out that they are going to redo it. So I was excited too, so that she can be able to get what she wants. So I'm hoping that this time around, the Lord will intervene.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Judith, so that's the situation right now. The parents are hopeful. The students are also hopeful that this time around things will change, and then they will go in, have their exams. It will be smooth. There will be no glitches of any sort, and hopefully they will smile at the end of the day.
Hopefully they smile indeed. Do we have Chinwe? Chinwe, are you still with us before? Unfortunately, we have lost Chinwe's connection there. Let's bring Dr. Nwogu, Dr. Ikechi Nwogu. Doctor, thanks so much for just sticking by us and just being patient there. Let's just get started, shall we? What do you think of JAMB's decision to have candidates retake the exam due to technical glitches? How can the board ensure transparency in its processes just moving forward?
I think I'm not happy to think that this would be a Nigerian factor. Whenever anything, it's either JAMB today or INEC tomorrow or otherwise, there are always technical glitches. And this is owed to the fact that we don't drive at excellence to its extremes in Nigeria. We let other things loose. This is not the worst there has been. I think what makes the difference this year is the fact that JAMB was called out. There was a hashtag on social media, "This is not my result." A lot of parents, were calling out. I mean, you hear one of the parents on your screen saying that every candidate who scores low should be made to resit. I mean, that's not the case in point. In the mix of the population is a lot of those candidates who didn't prepare for the exams, who actually didn't write well in the exams. But now everybody is taking the opportunity to say, "This is not my result, let's have a receipt. Oh, JAMB should be scrapped," and all that. I think at this time, if I would suggest, things like this should never happen again. JAMB has the resources to provide all the required numbers of servers and make sure the algorithms are set right, their configurations are set right, and the necessary things are put in place. Of course, there's a mock, and you realize that even during the mock, my own daughter almost sat for the mock. She was scheduled for 6:30, and at 4 o'clock, she had 4 p.m. She was scheduled for 6:30 a.m. for the mock exams, and at 4 p.m., she hadn't been called into the exam hall. Okay, because they were still having to sort out technical glitches. And when that happened, I knew that it was going to be the case. 2 years ago, my elder daughter was in the same situation. In fact, at 6 p.m., we had to leave the exam hall. Someone who was scheduled for a 9 a.m. exam. So this has been a repeat case with the UTME over the years. And I'm sure that there are worse cases. Now, sitting in the exam hall, you have candidates whose systems will time out midway. And all of these are technical glitches of various magnitudes. There are some candidates who go in for the main exams and their numbers are not there. Some candidates don't even get to receive, the requisite text messages inviting them to the main exam. So all of these things can be avoided, whether they are server issues or they are contact detail issues or their registration issues and all that. They can be sorted and they should be sorted out by JAMB.
I mean, when you look at the visuals there whether from Lagos or from Abia, from our correspondents, you can see the students sitting outside under the sun, with their parents as well. You can see the stress that they have to go through, and even just talking about their experience as well. It's very heart-wrenching to go through this experience. Do you think that the uncertainty and the stress caused by this exam controversy will also affect students' performance in this retake? And what can support systems what support systems can educators provide for parents and just to help them mitigate it? Most importantly for students as well, just the queues under the hot sun, waiting for your turn is too much. It's way too much.
I would want to believe that JAMB has learned their lessons, though the hard way. for this receipt, they'll do everything possible to ensure that they don't get called out a second time. So a lot of their complaints would have been perfected. The servers would have been adequately distributed. Some of the configuration glitches, configuration errors they had, algorithms would have been put in place. But for support systems, it's sad to note that if the rains come now, these children will just have to run into the cars of their parents or near shelters, because these CBT centers that have been provided do not have auxiliary services. Most of them just have provision for the number of candidates as accredited, okay, except where parents themselves will have to resort to nearby eateries or something for shelter from the sun or the rain, as the case may be. But subsequently, I think JAMB needs to extend the deadline of to 2 weeks to 1 month. So you have just a handful of students show up in each exam center every day, while the succeeding batches would be placed somewhere more comfortable. Maybe the hall would have to create a provision for a waiting center, with some air conditioning and some power, but we know that's another ball game in Nigeria, and it makes it a little difficult. So the headache will be, let's get the testing right first. Let's get it right with our algorithms and our configurations. That's a starting point. I'd rather sit in the rain and come into the exam hall and processes are perfected than have a cool, cozy waiting room only to come into the exam hall.
All right. I mean, Doctor, I want to say thank you so much. If they're able to do this in batches for the receipt, I wonder why they cannot do it on the D-Day as opposed to having all of them come out at 6:30 a.m. in the morning to come write examinations, not putting into mind, the logistical challenges that could happen. But I must say thank you, Dr. Nwogu.